Good morning, Mr. Ito and Ms. Casillas. My name is Mindy. I'm in 10th grade, and I'm here today to present my chemistry and math PoL. The first thing I'll be presenting is chemistry. The unit I'll be presenting on is Unit 2A, which is atom structure and nuclear chemistry. So the first thing we had to learn in Unit 2A was how the nucleus of the atom is much smaller than the atom, yet it contains most of its mass. And this is because the protons and neutrons, which are the nucleus, are the heaviest, and electrons basically have no mass, and most of it is empty space, with the nucleus being the tiny part inside the middle. And this is a picture of a diagram that we had in our notes to show this. The next thing was the experimental basis for Thomson's, Rutherford's, and Chadwick's experiments. So Thomson first did a cathode ray experiment, which was passing an electric current through the atoms in a vacuum tube, causing a green light, and it pulled out electrons, which he discovered. Next was Rutherford's gold foil experiment, which was done by shooting alpha particles at the gold foil, and 99% of the particles went through straight like he expected it to. However, 1% of them bounced off, and they didn't go through like he expected, so he thought that something was there. And that was how he discovered the nucleus. He also fired alpha particles at nitrogen, which led him to the discovery of protons. Last, Chadwick fired alpha particles at beryllium, which helped him discover neutrons. Next is how protons and neutrons in the nucleus are held together, and this is by the strong nuclear force, which holds the nucleus together, and it's stronger than the other forces when the particles are close together. It's stronger than the electromagnetic force, which is what repels the charges, so it holds it together. And then this is a picture of a question on the test. After that is how naturally occurring isotopes are radioactive, and that's because they have too many protons, so the strong nuclear force can't overcome the electromagnetic repulsion, which the force of the protons repelling makes the atoms go under radioactive decay. And then last is the three most common forms of radioactive decay and the nucleus changes in each type of decay. The first one we learned about was alpha, and then it has a positive charge, 4 AMU, and you can just use a piece of paper to block it. Beta, which is stronger than alpha, has a negative charge, 0 AMU, which is neutral, and you can block it using foil or cardboard. And then gamma, which is a neutral charge, 0 AMU, and you can block it using concrete or lead. Do you have any questions?
What kind of questions do you have?
Next is integrated math. So for my homework completion, this is a chart. I completed all of my homework and I understood it all. At the bottom of the chart, there were a couple questions such as, did you check your answers as you completed your homework, and did you ask for clarifications? And the answer to both of these questions was yes, I did. I checked my homework, and I asked for clarifications from friends. Next is my assessment score chart. I completed my corrections, and I completed my corrections by using lots of different resources, such as friends who helped me, and my notes, and looking back at other quizzes if they were on tests. My grades, I didn't have an A, I had a B, but what I did to keep that B was ask for help from friends, I reviewed my notes, I did my homework, and I compared my tests. So the essential skill and learning target I'll be talking about is learning target 2.3 from essential skill 2, which is isosceles and equiangular triangles. So this is the first comparison, which is from the quiz, and it was number 3 in the test, which was number 2. My misunderstanding was that I think I simply put the leg wrong. I plugged it in wrong, which threw off the whole thing. And then this is the correction where I got help from Kat, who was my partner, and she helped me find where I did my mistake. And then this is the test problem. I got it correct, unlike the quiz, so there is no test correction. The next comparison from essential skill 2.3 was on the quiz it was number 6, and on the test it was number 3. The mistake, there was none, so there's no correction. However, on the test I did it wrong, and I think the reason for this was that I kind of was overconfident in my abilities, so I didn't really pay attention to it as much as the other things, which led me to getting it wrong. And then my grade that I have is a B, and I think that I deserve a B because it's what I got. I wouldn't be fighting for another grade otherwise if a B is what I have, because I made a lot of mistakes. However, I did do a lot of things like homework, which some people don't do, and then I made mistakes on tests, which other people don't do. Thank you. I'll now solve the problem based on learning target 2.3. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Are you trying to do this?